Hello and what's up guys, right here and welcome back to some more automation and BeamNG.Drive. As you can see, today we are going to be creating a modern luxury sedan, and not just any sedan. This is going to be a hyper luxury sedan to compete with the likes of a Rolls Royce, whatever the sedan's called, the Phantom, sure, or the Bentley sedan. I don't know if they have the sedan right now. Basically a Bentley, luxury four-door sedan, or a Rolls Royce. This is going to be a competitor with both those. So around the 600, ish $1,000 mark, $500,000 to 600,000, probably $500,000 mark. V12 engine, twin turbos, probably all-wheel twin turbos. Get it? Twin turbos. Probably all-wheel drive. Now before I start, I just have a quick question for you guys. Now, would you guys rather have a Rolls Royce or would you rather have a Bentley? Which one do you think looks better, just looks-wise? I'm going to pin a poll above and you guys just click whichever one you think. I think the Rolls Royce looks better, but that's just me. We are doing this massive 122-inch wheelbase, not the 130, 122-inch wheelbase one. It's going to be, I think, it's going to be semi-realistic, right? I want it to be heavy, but I want it to be realistic. So probably partial aluminum monocoque, probably just steel seems fine, I guess. It's safer. Front longitudinal, double wishbone front, and multi-link rear, which seems like a pretty standard thing. We're going to make a new engine like I do for every single gosh darn car. We're going to call this the smooth engine Model 1. That sounds like a very fancy name to me. So we're making a very smooth engine apparently. Now, of course, because turbos are going to be revamped in the coming months, the whole forced induction revamp. Holy that, if they had superchargers, I'll be so stoked. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have superchargers. So with the forced induction revamp coming in the next few months, of course turbos are still awful in this game. No offense, they are pretty much 1980s tech. So it's not gonna be a perfectly smooth with all the power down to 2,000 RPM. But from what I read online, pretty much the most important thing is it makes a lot of power for a really wide power band. So that's the goal here: a really wide torque and horsepower band. A V12 engine, obviously. What else? All aluminum. 4 valves, because what else? It's what everyone has, or a W12 or a V8 or whatever. V12, because we are sticking to our roots here. It's going to be a very large stroke. It's not going to rev, just a very large stroke and a very small bore. 6 liters sounds fine. A 6-liter V12 engine. I mean, even though people are sort of shying away from V12s just for emissions and stuff. No, we are sticking with the V12 VVL. I mean, we can add it, sure. I'm going to start with cast. I'll probably change to some sort of forged combination just because it's going to... I'm thinking for what, 5,000 or 6,000 RPM redline? 5,000 probably. Really low. Really low. We'll just keep it at, what, 10 and 30 sounds good for now. VVTL cams, and I'm going to bring this down to 9:1 compression because we're doing turbocharged. And I'm going to do a fuel economy focus because that just makes it by default pretty low power, like a pretty low peak power. Direct, persona, standard. This is going to be really quiet as well. Premium, and then we're going to do dual. We're going to do just this, reverse, slow, reverse throw. I think, can we make it quieter? Okay, we can. Okay, 2 ways the absolute quietest. We're going to do it even though it restricts power. That's fine. Bypass, we can, okay, bypass, sure. We're at 21 though. 18. We'll do this. This is fine. This is fine. Okay. Now, fuel economy, I don't really care all that much, actually. It's not terrible sets. I'm shooting for, we're going to make this a lot more horsepower. Maxing that out, actually. Bring this down to nothing. So we're making 287 horsepower. That's just sad. We're going to do forged because we need that. And I'm going to increase red line to 6,000. So we're going to do that. Wow, it doesn't make a lot of power at all. I like that. That's cool. 544. Wow, that's crazy. 550. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do 850 for now, and I'm gonna increase the air ratio. We're gonna lose a bit of the low end torque, obviously, because it's gonna make some horsepower. Oh wow, whoa, that's why we don't have much horsepower. We're literally limiting a horsepower here. Much better. Let's do this. So I'm hoping for 500, 600 horsepower ish, and as much torque as we can possibly get. Now I want to make it under 3,000 if we can. It's not gonna be perfect, obviously. I can make a flatter curve here. I really could. But then I'm going to be restricting peak torque. I just want peak torque for this. They don't care about torque curves and stuff. It's just a peak torque. That's all that matters. They want a good launch. 725 horse and 470 torque isn't terrible numbers. 730. Not awful numbers. We do this now. And increased the ignition timing. So 535 horse and 830 torque. It's a little bit on the low on the horsepower side. Exhaust is strangled just a bit. And the intercooler is not liking what we're doing. Okay. These are some real impressive numbers now. I'll tell you that right now. Oh yeah. Even though it's not a flat power curve, it's you can get it, but we'll be missing on a lot of horsepower and torque. You know, I don't make cars with perfect engines. You guys know that by now. We'll do this, and we're gonna increase the exhaust just a bit more. What we can do? I want to get exact numbers. Come on. Okay, we'll do this. This is a very a nice and broad horsepower, horsepower band, I guess is what it is. 500 horsepower from 3,000 RPM to 6,000 RPM. That's not terrible. That's bad. It's not terrible. Oh, actually, we can increase all this stuff. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. So 900 torque and 625 horse. The torque is made down low, 3,000 RPM, which is still low, but in real life there is a much more of a flat torque curve, where this is not a flat torque curve. That's okay. Not a perfect car, guys. I know. I'm not going for perfect cars. Don't worry. It's gonna be a crazy car. What's the loudness though? Quickly here. 23, which is quiet. I can make it quieter, but we're gonna be restricting power at that point. 15% efficiency. Not awful. It's bad, but not awful. We're gonna do. I might do the sedan. I might do the hatchback. Like the benefits of the hatchback, it just looks so much, cooler. That just looks cheaper. I'll give it that. It looks cheaper. I don't like that already. Okay, let's continue on here. All-wheel drive because it's gonna need it for this much power. 7-speed dual clutch because it's the only thing that's actually good in this game. Sure, LSD, not like the drug, but like the differential. Okay, 285s, 265s, and big chonkers of tires. 22-inch tires sounds good. 21, not 22-inch alloys. Oh wait, we're doing 2012 tech. Oh shit, eh? Let's fix that right now. Everything is 2020. 2020, 2012 engine family. Let's fix this. Okay, we're making a bit more horsepower and torque now. Perfect. I like that even more. Let's actually get some more. Wow, this goes to 1600. Jeez, let's get ahead of ourselves here. Okay. We'll lower that down. We'll just do 6,000 flat. Let's do. Okay, this is a nice solid number. Actually, you know what? Just for the video, I don't have 1,000 pound-feet of torque. Just for the video. Let's do this and increase the turbo. There we go. 1,000 pound-feet. This is just sad. 1,000 pound-feet of torque is 650 horsepower. Probably more horsepower than any luxury sedan, and plenty more torque. I think 700 pound-feet of torque is probably the most out of any of them, and around 650 of horsepower too. So we're gonna do vented discs. 6-piston, the biggest possible. We want to stop this baby on a dime. Fully clad for fuel economy, obviously. There's EPA regulations and such we have to meet. So it's just going to be a 4-seater because nothing says luxury like a massive vehicle just with 4 seats, handmade, luxury HUD. And we'll play around with the sliders and stuff too. Electric variable. Yes. Comfort. This is an easy build. Oh, wow, we're at 6,000 pounds. I like that. That sounds great. So right now, a pretty good weight distribution actually. It pulls 1G, not awful. The rolling angle is awful though. 0.63.5, which is pretty much in line, but it's not obviously as good as we're gonna get it. So we're gonna get a bit more. A little bit of a rear power bias in the 6,000 pound range, which is actually quite light. We can do much more than I'll do 300 kilometers an hour. Maybe this down here. We are just spinning, to be honest. We can make wider rear tires, so let's just do that. Just a bit of a bulge there on the side, not too much, just a bit. 305s. Bit of spacing, and this will be a little bigger, so 275s, which is a bit of spacing as well. Okay, so I think we're good there. 0.60, still 3.5, not awful. It's okay. The cost right now is just 125,000. You've got a lot of money to play with. I'm gonna increase this and aero, and then the interior and safety. I like to do up to 5 just because it doesn't get too expensive after 5. We'll do not that, doesn't really matter. The braking is still, wow, not even that great at all. That's scary. We're gonna do this just a bit, just changed a bit, make it a bit more rear biased. 200,000 we're just costing now. Do this 3.4 seconds 0 to 60. Not awful. Okay, so I think we've got the basics done of the car pretty much. What we're gonna do right now is I'm going to design the car, of course, in a time lapse. I'm also going to tweak things on the car, tune the suspension a bit more, and get it to around the $500,000 mark, because I don't want to spend a half hour just going back and forth and seeing what we're gonna do here. So I'm gonna design the car. I'm gonna change the ride height first, because holy shit, is that weird. Nice and low, I hate it like the back's higher than the front, or lower, like less of a gap in the front. That's fine. Yeah, so I'm gonna design the car, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this 2-minute time lapse. You know, just enjoy, relax, okay? Alright guys, so the vehicle is finally done. Again, this one took quite a while, not because it's the best car, because it's not the best car, I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best car that I've ever made, stats-wise and on paper and stuff, but the car is done. I did take a few cues from some of my other cars, which I'm not gonna show on screen, but like, you know, like just how I had up the headlight and the grill setup basically. So it is a very luxurious vehicle. I'm not dead set on it looking this way though. Looks a little sporty for my taste, but maybe it's a really sporty luxury vehicle, maybe, or a slightly sporty really luxury vehicle, maybe. I mean, you know, it does have the power to back it up, obviously. So in the front here we have a light bar, which I like my light bars lately. You know, maybe my next car I do is going to be an older vehicle, obviously. I'm doing a lot of new vehicles right now. It's going to be an older vehicle, especially the challenge with Canadian Steel. I think we're going to do like, I think we're doing more modern cars as well. A compact sports sedan like a 3 Series, but I'm going to be doing an older truck build probably next for myself, as well as some more street legal racing redline coming up. So continuing on the car here, so we have a big gaping grille here, like all hyper luxury cars, with a massive front grille, chrome like slats on it basically. Light bar going on the top here with like a, you know, a little bit of accents, we'll say, right there. The actual running lights, the actual headlights are right here, so just, you know, the one headlight. We have maybe like a fog light or something that's actually just like steel, I think, or just like the chrome color, just because it's sort of glitching out with everything else. And I could do this. It looks a little weird, so we're gonna do just this, even though, or we'll do chrome because we're gonna imagine it being light. It's not working, but we're gonna imagine it to be working. And then I'm using an actual, I think using a like a rear wing for the actual front like diffuser splitter thing. It actually looks really good. I like it a lot. It actually fits the car quite well. It does look quite aggressive. I don't know if it's too aggressive. I don't know if it's not aggressive enough. What isn't aggressive enough is the side styling, and I'll tell you the reason why I do this. Looking at pretty much every other car like in the hyper luxury kind of tier, the only thing with anything on, the only thing they would have on the sign would be like a V12 badge, but this car in front of us is too prestigious for even a V12 badge. Okay, I'm not saying that because I'm lazy. I mean I'm partially lazy, but there's a reason behind not being any badges on the side. Trying to sort of stay in flow with other hyper luxury cars. Maybach, Mercedes Maybach, of course. Audi A8L, I'm not sure if I would consider the hyper luxury, but it's a luxury car nonetheless, like a high-end 7 Series, etc., as well as the Rolls Royce and the Bentley. So no badging really on the sides. There's no badging of any model designation anywhere in this car. That is intentional. I could have added some badge. I could have probably made it look pretty good, but this is intentional because, you know, if you see someone driving in this, you're already going to know what it is. And you're going to know what it is because you've never seen them before in your life. You know, it's the kind of car that you see in movies and stuff. You see the celebrity driving this in their James Bond film or whatever, yada yada yada. This is a car you only see in movies. When you see someone driving down the street, you know what it is. It is the Elijah sure, Mark 7. So let's just imagine there's one made every year for 70 years. Sure. So it is the 7th generation of the Elijah sedan. Massive 22-inch rims, like my gosh, those are massive. I don't know if they work 100%, but they are freaking huge, just ginormous, crazy. So basically, the exhaust is just gonna come out of through here. There is no tip showing. This is it's not really a sporty car. It just happens to look a bit sporty, okay, which is fine. I'm not against having a sporty-esque kind of car. This is for the celebrity who wants people to see him, basically. So yeah, a chrome. Ooh, this looks kind of weird. That's better. Okay. Actually, if I do this now. Okay, just as that's fine. Actually, do I like this better? It just sort of ends off. I like that better, actually. It's light bar going all the way around, sort of like the front end, sort of going around with no crazy feature in there, because you need that for some sort of regulation, sure. Again, the back end is pretty plain. I could have included something here, but I just wanted to have like sort of like stylistic elements to it, and not really have anything there. Oh, it does need a gas cap, though. It's one thing it does need that it doesn't have currently. I was also contemplating what to do with this, too. I wish there's easier ways to make things more flush with the body, but we can't look at this. So just this just gets stuck on. Looks like an afterthought. It's not my favorite feature of the car. I'll give it that. We'll say it's not my favorite feature of the car. Sure, the right there is fine. That's okay. So the car is done. It's not meant to be good handling at all because it's not going to handle it great. It does have not the best oversteer, let's just say. Lots of downforce in the rear, which I tried to combat later oversteer, high speed oversteer, because this thing gets pretty fast. I basically played around with the sliders just a bit. The braking, not really. What else did I do here? Oh, it changes to medium compound instead of sports compound tires. 0 to 60 went from 3.3 to 3.4. 3.4 is still excellent. I'll take that for sure. 305, 275 front. So the car is done. Suspension tuned it just a bit. You can't really get rid of the oversteer at all. That's fine though. This car is not meant to race. So total cost of $600,000, or just shy of 11 miles per gallon, which is bad but not terrible, to be honest. What markets would this be? Oh, GT premium, and wow, 150 in luxury premium. I built a pretty good luxury premium car. So a 55, 44, 56, 44 weight distribution, and it weighs 5,600 pounds. This thing is, oh wow, the roll angle is down to 6.4 degrees. Not bad at all. 300 kilometers an hour top speeds. This thing is an Autobahn cruiser. What is left to do now is to drive the car in BeamNG.Drive. We're gonna drive it really fast. We're not gonna do like any track times. We're just gonna go for a cruising. I'll see you guys in just 1 second. So we are finally here in BeamNG.Drive. This is, I think, the East USA map. Before we actually start driving, I just want to take another look at the car. It does share some design elements from other cars that I have designed before. I'm not going to post pictures because they're from a while ago. I'm just remembering now. Like, it's just because like there's always information in my head about like the cars that I'm designing. And it does share some things like just the grille and its headlights, sort of this style seems similar. Back end is pretty original for me, actually. I like it. It's not perfect, obviously, but it's good. What we're gonna be doing is getting this car up to some crazy speeds, hopefully, right off the bat here. It is pretty loud still. I kind of like how the exhaust just sort of goes through these vents. I kind of like that. So we're gonna go, let's just change the view here because we're not doing great. Oh wow, you can already tell this thing is such a boat. It's not very 0-60 in the threes. Like maybe if you launch it. Wow, it just picks up though. Oh yeah, there is feels like some rear end lift to be honest. But even though there's downforce, maybe I guess it's front end lift I'm feeling. Some understeer there. Ooh, some oversteer. Oh, we're good. Oh, wow, this thing is scary to drive. Pushing 2.6 bar, actually more like, yeah, 2.6 bar I guess is what it is. Oh god, we're going this way. Oh god, that's not good. Can't even restart that. Actually, let's just restart right here. Turbocharger, so the engine was overheating right then and there. Not great, obviously. Not a perfect car. This thing doesn't make just a massive amount of torque, right? Let's just turn the camera around. Oh. Serious? You serious? Okay. That's probably fine. We're gonna launch it downhill just a bit. We're gonna see what it can do here. We're gonna do a... Wow. The brakes must be pretty darn good if we could just sit here with probably, what, 600 pound-feet of torque right now? Oh, that acceleration, it is so regal, you know? Just the acceleration feels so great, prestigious. Honestly, when turning at speed here, it's not bad. It actually handles pretty good at high speed, so if we're only doing 120, 130 kilometers an hour, we're not doing 300 like this thing can actually do. Look at, oh my god, the suspension's... Oh. We're fine, we're probably fine. I don't even know where we're going in this map at all. We're gonna get some air here, come on. Dude, no air. It's so heavy. Turbocharger is overheating. Well, that's a shock to no one. Oh, we're going this way. Off the road, that's fine. It's like riding on a cloud, actually. The suspension's pretty nice. Go back up here. Oh yeah, we're four-wheel drive. Yeah, I totally forgot. I mean, I feel like, you know, rear would have been more, you know, prestigious and luxurious. But you can't have 1,000 pound-feet, 1,005 pound-feet of torque, I guess is what it is. We're gonna launch on this wood bridge here. Build some boost here, 1.7 bar. It's not real launch control, obviously. They need launch control in this game, actually. I mean, you know, in automation, like, I guess you could do like a line lock or whatever, but in Beam. So we're going here, full tilt, blowing right through the stop sign. That's okay. Come on, let's turn. Wow. No words, just wow. Perfect. Well, the car actually, look, the engine just looks so tiny, you know? It actually held up pretty well. Let's flip it over here. Come on, give me the strength. Okay. You know what? Honestly, I feel like they'd come out of this crash perfectly fine. Like, the actual shape of the car here is perfectly intact. This could be a pretty sick drift car just because it's got so much power. Yeah, just tear the car right in half. Let's go back here. So yeah, I think we've adjusted this car. This car is pretty stable at high speeds from what I can tell. It's got a lot of torque, 0-60. Feels like it's around the 3-second range. I like doing different things for every video. Like, I don't like driving the same track every time. I don't want to test this thing on the track, but we can see here this thing does launch pretty good. Perfect. Launch is great. Radiator's leaking now. That's fine. Totally fine. Yeah, so the overall, I think design, front, I'm gonna say a 7 out of 10. Rear, I'm gonna say a 8 out of 10 for, in my opinion, for my car. It might be a little bland actually. Maybe a 7 and a 7 because it's a little bland, but it's nicer shape. This is a lot going on for it, but I don't like it as much. Side, 5 out of 10 for design because there's not much there. But you know, in terms of realistic, none of them have much there. It's crazy. The tires seem a little thick for this, to be honest. But then again, maybe you want good ride. You want good comfort, right? A smoother ride, bigger tires, smaller rims. These are 22-inch rims. 22 inches on a sedan. That's got to be the biggest. I don't know. 21, 22 is definitely the largest that you're approaching right now for sedans. Overall, the car, fun factor, I'm gonna give it like probably a 5 or probably a 6 for fun factor. Because then again, it is a 5,000 pound barge. Braking is pretty atrocious. I'm not gonna lie. but the power is fun. I can't deny that. And the amount of torque this thing has is just obscene. You know what? Leave a comment down below, guys. Should I try towing stuff? Should I put a hitch in this thing and try towing with this car? Like, let me know. Should I start towing things with this car? Because I could probably tow a ton of stuff. This thing is a 1,000 pound-feet of torque. This is more torque than a diesel truck. So yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you next time.